Hello everyone, welcome back to our Python intermediate session. So today we are going to discuss about file handling. In last video, we learned about different functions in file handling and also how to open and close and do the manipulation in text file. So today we are going to discuss about CSV file. If you haven't seen previous video before, then there is a link in description box. That's the link of the playlist where you can find all beginner session and the intermediate session till today. And also there is a GitHub repository link in the description box. That link has all the exercises, lesson exercises that we have covered till now in the videos. So if you have any confusion, any doubt about this video or the previous video, please write in the comment box. If you like the video, please press like button and also subscribe it if you want to learn more, if you want to continue this journey. So CSV file. What is CSV file? CSV file is a text file where you have a data in tabular form separated by comma. So for example, here you can see there is a column 1, column 2, and column 3. And then there are rows that has data inside it. So this is the field name, basically, header you can say. And then this is the content of the file, data of the file. So one you see in Excel file, but in CSV form, it becomes easier to process the data and also to work on different servers. It is easier to work on CSV file than an Excel file. It is not necessary that these data, these fields are separated by comma only. It can be separated by a tab, that's a white space between two information, by colon, by semicolon, by pipe. So there are different ways to separate data. So basically, when we open CSV file, we also explain what is the delimiter. Delimiter means that is the operator or the sign you use to separate the information. So it can be comma, it can be tab, as I told you. So to work on CSV file, we import a module named CSV. So we import it with the word key with the keyword name import. So we import CSV. After importing CSV, we can call these functions to read CSV file, to read, write, in text format, in dictionary format. We can use these functions. So there's the list or table of a name of the function, description, what these functions do, and the syntax, how you can use these functions in Python. So here, let's go on hands-on exercise. This is import CSV. So I'm importing this module, this library from Python. After importing CSV, I can use all the functions that CSV file carries. So here, as we did in our previous video, we are opening the file. So the open and close and all the basic rules are same. It doesn't matter which file we are using. So file equals to file. We are creating a file object here, name file. It can have any name. File is not a mandatory name, but I'm using file name here. I'm opening student.csv file. You can see that it is in the same folder. That's why I'm not writing the path here. Otherwise, you have to describe path here where in which folder it is. And then I'm using a read mode here. That means this file will open only to read. Here I'm reading the content. So from the file object with the delimiter comma. So this information in this student file is separated by comma. Now to read this CSV file in the line, we have to run a loop to read information line by line here. So if I run this code, what it will do, it will print all the information that a student file carries. I hope you get it. If there is any doubt, any confusion, please write me in the comment box. And as I told you before in last video as well, it is really important when you are done with file operation, you close it. Otherwise, it can corrupt your data, or if you have made any changes in your data, in your file, it couldn't save and it might give you an error, or you can't see your updated version of the file. So it is really important to close the file when you are done with the work. So if you have noticed, these files information, this CSV file information is coming in a list of strings. So there are strings, it doesn't matter if there is a number or a string, it's coming in the string format and also in a list. So as I told you, first row contains column names or header, and the rest will show the information, data, values. Right. So again, what we are doing here, we are again reading, and if we print just line here, we don't run loop to print all the lines. What happens? It returns the address. So it is telling you that it's a CSV reader object. Line is a reader object, and it has this memory address where this CSV reader object is stored. So it always shows you memory address. So to read line by line, you have to read the data from the file, you need to run a for loop to iterate the value from the reader object. Now, if you want to read a specific column from CSV file, what you do? You do the same thing. You open file, you create a reader object, then you run loop. But in the loop, you define which column you want. Like here, I want first column and fourth column from the file. So if I run it, what it will show me first column, that was the name, and then the fourth column, that was the year. So it is giving me information that I want, only that information. Also, if you don't want to see the header column names, then you can skip that by next function. So if you do next and then give the reader object here, what next function do? It skip one line from the beginning, and then you run your loop. So without header, you will get all the values in the output. Now, if suppose the delimiter is not comma, it is pipe, then you define pipe here. If it is a tab, then you define tab here, the space here. If it is semicolon, then you write semicolon or colon here. It is what kind of delimiter they're using in CSV file. You mention that while calling a reader object, while defining a reader object, and then you do the same thing, you run a loop to read the information, and the information is here. So this is our next file, students. Information is same, but here we used different delimiter. Now if I want to append a value, if I want to insert a value inside the file, the student file, we use 8, that is the append method. And this is encoding UTF-8. Is if it is giving an error, then you can encode it with the error code, and it won't throw again error to you. So here you can see, and now we are reading again to check if the value has been added. So yes, you can see here Daniel Home, IT BTech 2010. So this student data has been added in the end. With A, you can append. With W, you can overwrite. If you just want to delete all the information and you want to start from the beginning again, then you write W mode, that overwrite all the information. Now there is Another example, if you want to write multiple rows, so here I'm creating a new file that name employee record, where we have employee name, branch, how many years they have worked, and what profile they carry uh, in the record. So first we have mentioned field name, header name. Then we are defining all the information, all the data as rows. Here I have given a name of the file previously predefined. I'm predefining the name of the file. So I'm not going to give here file name. What I'm going to do with open function. So as I explained in previous video as well, when you use with open, you don't need to close the file here. With open, it opens file for you. When you are done with the file work, then it closes also itself. So with open, I have given here file name. I'm opening it in a write mode as CSV file. So here I'm creating a file object, not with the name of file. I'm creating a file object called CSV file. So you can name anything to your file object in which you are comfortable to read data or to read your work. Then CSV writer, what I'm doing here, I'm writing all the information. So I'm CSV writer to write in CSV file. You call the function csv.writer, and then I'm giving this file object here. Now I want to add fields in there. So first I'm adding just one row. That's why here is function I'm using with reader object csv writer dot right row. I'm adding just one row. What is that row? Fields, header basically. After that, I'm using right rows. So to add multiple rows. So here to add single row, we use right row. To add multiple rows, we use function right rows. So here I'm giving rows. What rows here right rows will do? It will take all the information, all the rows, and then add in the file. So if we run it, you can see a new file has been created, that is employee record.csv. And then if I want to read the same file, you can see all the information has been added, that is name, branch, year, and profile. That is the header or the fields, and this is the rows, that these are the rows that we have added in the file. So with W and A mode, write and append mode, if the file doesn't exist, what it does, it creates a new file. So here if we see our next, reading a CSV file with Dictor reader. So what we did here, we created a text CSV file here. And now here we are going to work with CSV file but in dictionary format. So we are going to iterate value in dictionary format. This is the same CSV text file, but now we have created a reader object, and what reader object is doing, it's converting all the data in a dictionary format. That means in key and value pair. And we are doing the same thing here. We are running through the loop to read and to get the output in dictionary format, and then we close the file. If we run this, we got tuple here, tuple, the list of tuples, which each tuple had a key and value pair. So key is the field name and value is the information about that field. So here you can see the first is name, is the field name, and then the information is John Smith. Then again there is the field name department, which has the information or value accounting. Then here key is course name, BCom is the value, year is the key name, and 1999 is the value. So we got all the rows in key and value pair in tuple. In the next, if we want to append value or we want to write value, basically in dictionary format. So you have a dictionary, a list of dictionaries where you have information that you want to add in the file. So what you do, I have created a dictionary here where I have two persons information, and then two students information, and then I have field name here that shows the header or the column name, and in fields that is name, department, course name, and year. And then I have a file name is students.csv. So here we are working with this file students.csv, and we are opening in write mode. So if you remember what write mode does, it override things. So it deletes all the information that this file has before, and add a new information or write new information in the file. So I am here calling Dictor function. Why Dictor? Because we have information in dictionary. We are working with dictionary here. That's why we are calling Dictor function, in which we first give the information. Our first parameter will be the file object, and second will be the header or the fields that we are going to add. Now we will call writer is the reader object, or sorry, writer object, and writer write header. So what it will do, it will add this field's name in the header. And then we are doing write rows, as I defined before as well. With write rows you can insert multiple lines, and then I pass my dictionary, my dict here, that is this information, two dictionaries here. When I run it, what it will do, it will overwrite all the information that the students has had before, and now it has what information, these two students information. If we read the same, you can see all the before information has been deleted and new information has been added, and you can see these information now in student file. I hope you understand it. If there is any confusion, any doubt, please write me in the comment box and I will explain you with more examples. So now here what we are doing, we are writing data in the file in dictionary format. So writing data, it means here we are appending value, we are inserting value, we are not overwriting it in new line. That means the every time information will begin with new line. So here I again gave the field's name, so in which order information will go, and then in write row. Now why write row? Because I'm adding only one row, only one dictionary here. If I run this and try to read again, so you can see, because I'm reading in dictionary format, not in just reader format, not in text format, I'm reading in dictionary format. So it's giving me tuples of key and value pair. So now you can see 3 rows in total. Previously we added only 2 rows. So the last row that Daniel Home has been added in this, has added in this file. So now you know W we use W mode for overwriting things, and A we use A mode to append or to insert more values inside the file. Now, if you want to read only 3 rows without header, you don't want to read the header, you just want only information, values, what you do, you open, you create a file object, you create a read object, you use next function to skip your first row, that is the header, and then you run a loop to iterate all the rows from row, that is reader object. And then here I'm using line num, row dot line num. So basically what line num is a counter which returns the number of rows which has been iterated from the file. Because we are iterating here, so it will iterate all the files that we have here in the file, and it will give you number, how many times it has been iterated. Now we are also iterating values from line, from each row And what we are saying, we want only 3 rows. So that's why we are indexing these values till up to 3, and we are printing our rows. If you print L, what will it will give? First, it will tell us total number of rows are 7, and then it is giving us first 3 rows, as you can see here. Now, if you want to read data, not write, sorry. So here you are reading only first 4 rows, including header. So if you want to read data, what data? Just first 4 rows in the file or from the file. So what you do, you open in read mode, you create a file object, then you create a reader object. Here I'm using a list comprehension, if you remember from the last time. In the list comprehension, I'm using next function with our CSV reader, that is the reader object, sorry. And then here I'm using file object, the delimiter is pipe, and I'm looping here with the range of 4 because I just want to iterate first 4 rows including header. And then I'm printing these with the loop. If you run it, you will get your first 4 rows including your field name, that means including your header. So if you haven't seen list comprehension, if you don't know what list comprehension is, you can see in the playlist our previous video about list comprehension, and you can try to understand it. So watch that video. If you have any doubt, you can write me in the comment box, and then I will give you more examples to explain it in a better way. While file handling, as I told you before, file handling is an important tool in web application. So when you try to fetch data from application, or when you scrape data, you also need to sort your data. For example, here I'm using regular expression, regex. So I'm calling importing here. And then what I'm trying to do, I just want to collect only uh, years what students had or joined courses in. So what I'm creating a list here, digit, and then I'm opening file. I'm creating a reader object, CSV reader. Then I'm looping through our reader object, and then I'm looping through each row. I'm checking year, read dot find all what digits. So if you know already what regular expression is, so you might understand this. But if you don't know what regular expression is, there is also a video about regular expression to explain how to use different functions in that and what is the purpose of using regular expression. So we are checking all the digits in the fields of student file, and then if year is empty, then if year is not empty, not equals to empty, then it append in digit each year, otherwise it can skip that one and go on another one, else continue. And now I'm printing in the end our digit, and you can see we got all the information, all the digits we have in our file. So in this way you can use regular expressions with file handling. I hope you understand it. If there is any confusion, any doubt, please write me in the comment box. And please write me also how you like the video and how can I improve. Do you want more examples? Do you want some exercises in the comment box also? If you like it or not, please write in the comment box and I'll try to improve my next video according to your need. So keep learning, keep practicing. See you in our next video. So next video I'm going to explain file handling again, but in different formats. So previously we covered text file, this time we covered CSV file, and in our next video we'll cover our next topic. So keep tuned, keep learning. See you.